Hello, welcome friends. My name is Dagmar Bohlmann. I am a Kripalu trained mindful outdoor guide and a yoga teacher. This is week 6 of our sit spot practice. Our theme today is becoming the bridge. So I invite you to contemplate how you want to take your experiences of the last 5 weeks forward. How do we feel like we can bridge the inner stillness to how we show up in the world? What have we discovered about ourselves and about the natural world and our place in it that is relevant to how we show up when we transition from one place to another place, or when we gracefully navigate transitions in our lives? So for a moment, I invite you to arrive right here, letting go of worries about an uncertain future, shedding the thoughts of the past, and arriving right here in this very moment with this very breath. So maybe we can together just take one big inhale that fills the belly, and a big exhale that lets the shoulders drop. Let's do that a couple more times. Feet firmly planted on the ground. A long exhale that can even sound like an H-A-ha sound. A letting go. A sigh. With the feet on the earth, feel the earth's support. Maybe you're already sitting somewhere, or you're lying down under a tree or on a rock. Just arriving. And as you continue to breathe deeply, I want to open with some words by the poet Dana Foles. It is enough right now to taste one moment of peace. Of course I want more, but at least the door is open. It's enough to draw a conscious breath and let my hands relax, fingers releasing their tight grasp on things outside of my control. It is enough to shed a layer of stress, as if taking off a jacket or a pair of too tight shoes. Ease of being has to start somewhere. This breath is my first step. Ease of being has to start somewhere. It can be in this very breath. It can be in the invitation to kick off your shoes. And for the next few minutes, do a walking meditation. So I invite you to leave the screen behind, or simply put it in your pocket. And perhaps with bare feet, take a few steps slowly, intentionally. And you might find a different sit spot that is calling to you. There's no rush. Allow each step to be a conversation with the earth. Allow each step to be a curious step forward. And when we step with bare feet, we step a little bit more carefully. So we're taking out the rushing, and we're inviting a stillness, even in the way we gently, slowly step from one foot to the other. And if you're not outside, when you're inside, you can just simply shift your weight, maybe with the rhythm of your breath, from one foot to the other. Thinking that with every inhale, there's something we receive. And with every exhale, we offer our presence. Each inhale, we receive something. We're open. With each longer, slower exhale, we become more present. Allow your gaze to be soft, and notice all the color variations and the textures around you. As if your eyes just gently drink all that information in. Noticing the many different shades of green. Maybe noticing sounds, the soundscape of where you're at. Who else is there in the symphony of beings? Perhaps you can pick up some scents, or as you're walking slowly, bow down often and take a little inventory of all the scents around you. If there are some pine trees, you could rub your fingers, or if you're near an herb garden, rub a leaf between your fingers, smell the oils of the plants that surround you. As you're walking slowly, you may gather one or two small natural items that call to you. Maybe it's a leaf or a pebble or a fallen petal. Let them be part of the altar we'll create at the end. We'll take another minute to walk, maybe changing the way your feet touch the ground. Instead of a heel to toe movement, maybe touch down with your big toe, then the pinky toe, then the heel. We call that a fox walk. So big toe, pinky toe, heel. So that it slows you down, it creates more awareness. Big toe, pinky toe, heel. Big toe, pinky toe, heel. And then very slowly, mindfully, turn back into the direction of where you will slowly find your sit spot for today. And it might be where you started, or you might have found a different spot. And once you get to your spot, no rush. You'll just gently settle. Remembering that in our sit spot, we become so still that we become part of the natural landscape. And in that stillness, in that being, we invite the more than human world to come and include us. Oftentimes, we won't even recognize the small details until we sit still enough to see them. So as you find your seat, let your body slowly grow quiet, feeling rooted, feeling receptive. Noticing your breath one last time. Big inhale. And a settling feeling of an exhale. And then just let your breath breathe itself. Your hands may rest on your legs or in each other. And we just take a moment to softly reflect on the journey we've taken over the past 5 weeks. Just to bring it to mind, not to analyze anything. Remember how we opened to change and attuned ourselves to natural rhythms. Then we explored the idea of letting go, just as trees shed what no longer is needed. We embraced uncertainty, sitting in the in-between spaces, in between what was and what we are becoming. Then we noticed what was quietly emerging, sort of like the first buds in spring. We practiced patience last week, trusting the slow unfolding of our own season. Everything has its season. So let these memories settle in your body. Again, not even as thoughts to analyze, just as experiences to honor. And perhaps you can then, in that space, ask yourself gently, where am I now in the cycle of transition? Where am I now? What has shifted in me as I've sat with the natural world? What has shifted in me as I've sat with the natural world? Is there anything that has become clearer or softer or more spacious in my relationship with change? You can sit with these questions just like you would sit with a friend and allow nature to hold the answers. Letting images, words, or feelings arise. Maybe you've learned to trust transitions more. Maybe nature showed you that nothing stays stuck, that all things, including you, are becoming. Now maybe ask, what lesson from nature will I carry forward? How am I going to bridge from this experience into my being? Maybe it's softness. Maybe it's stillness. Maybe it's patience or bold blooming. There really is no right answer. You don't even have to think about it right now. Just sit in the presence of the natural world and let nature be your guide. Just notice what you're noticing around you and what feelings are emerging within you. No analyzing necessary, no big thought process, just feeling into the stillness of the natural world, letting that be our guide. Maybe the guide is in the item that you picked up. We'll be sitting here just observing with our senses what is going on around us for the next 8 minutes or so. I'll be calling you back with the hooting of an owl. Until then, just enjoy being still. Avoid looking at your screen. Just let your eyes be filled with the colors, the textures of the world around you. Your ears be filled with the soundscape. Your feeling of touch might pick up the temperature around you, a breeze. And perhaps the breeze brings you a little scent, a gift of smell. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the one or two items that you have collected. And maybe create a little altar with them. Just the way that you place them together on top of each other or next to each other. It could be a circle of pebbles, or a leaf placed on a stone, or a flower tucked into bark. And in this moment, allow yourself to be filled with gratitude. Gratitude to the land, to your own inner teacher, and to the journey you have walked. Every single step in your life has brought you to this very moment. The ones you took lighthearted and the ones that you felt were dragging, all of them, one step after the other, has brought you here. Allow yourself to be filled with gratitude for them all, for the strength that it has taken, for the courage to step forward, even on occasions when you didn't feel like it. As you place your objects, you may also wish to silently say, "Thank you for guiding me. I carry your wisdom forward. Thank you for guiding me. I'll carry your wisdom forward." You can also place one hand onto your heart. Take a deep breath. Feel a bridge forming between nature and your daily life. As we close this 6-week journey, remember you are part of nature's rhythms. You've sat in silence, you've observed change, gathered wisdom. Now you become the bridge, living with what you've learned. Let your day unfold with quiet reverence. I really thank you for taking the time to radically do nothing for 30 minutes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering that each one of us is part of this incredible world. And without us in it, it would not be the same. Thank you for joining me in this radical act of pausing. I want to finish with Mary Oliver's poem, "Sleeping in the Forest." I thought the earth remembered me. She took me back so tenderly, arranging her dark skirts, her pockets full of lichens and seeds. I slept as never before, a stone on the riverbed, nothing between me and the wide fire of the stars, but my thoughts, and they floated light as moths among the branches of the perfect trees. All night I heard the small kingdoms breathing around me, the insects and the birds who do their work in the darkness. All night I rose and fell as if in water, grappling with a luminous doom. By morning, I had vanished at least a dozen times into something better. By morning, I had vanished at least a dozen times into something better. So when you take a little weather report right now, notice whether you too feel like you vanished into something a little bit better. I hope that that is true for you. And I hope that you can join us again for another 6-week journey. The next one is going to be on awe and wonder. Blessings. I am so glad that you're here.